What in the hell? This is getting wacky. Let's see, are you stable for a second? And what about my stream settings? How did I get so fucking tall? I'm out of frame. It's annoying me. The splines are reticulating. The stream settings aren't ready. Everything's chaos. We'll survive. Secure and contain and protect. Damn! Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. And welcome to another Tech Support with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for over a year and 2 months and counting, because that's right, the daily stream streak still remains strong. I'm here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for the next approximately 45 minutes for today's coffee break. We are running some tech support tests. We are doing some things here and there. You are correct, I did even forget to send the pre-stream notification. Frustratingly enough, let me launch that. So, what the heck is this angle? I'll tell you. I'll tell you the stream subject before I get into the general pleasantries, because we are in a bit of a weird space right now. What has happened is I am currently in collaborative talks with YouTube tech support. Due to the fact that I am a somewhat larger YouTuber, they've run a test pilot program to make it easier to talk to tech support. You saw nothing. They made it easier to talk to YouTube tech support. They give you a rep for your issue, you email them, and you see what's on. Now, we are trying to figure out the source of those horrid audio sync issues we have been having. Because for some reason, the horrible audio sync started about 3 to 4 months ago maybe, and has been a constant bane upon our streams, making it difficult for you staff members to understand the briefings I'm giving. It's distracting. I don't like imperfection in the SCP Foundation. And so, we are doing our best to run through the different tech support scenarios. First and foremost, I'd love to tell you more, but Puppy of Interest 42 has arrived. Baby girl, welcome to another anomalous broadcast with Site 42, featuring Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie. Charlie's here to say hello to you, because of course, she loves you, chat. The Containment Hazard Assessment Team is her favorite group of people to meet through the camera. Here is a delightful treat for a delightful baby. The sweetest pumpkin at Site 42, Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie. And you might be able to hear Agent Charlemagne off stream because Agent Goose is around and the mama's boy is gonna mama's boy.
He's helping me paint the door.
Here you go, baby girl. So, as I was saying regarding stream subject. So, what we are doing is we're running through the different options that the YouTube tech support guy wants to know to see if we can solve this audio issue. You might have noticed a bonus stream from the field the other day. That's because the tech support maestro from YouTube wants to know wants to know what would happen if we ran our stream from a different Wi-Fi. We already know that if I run stream from satellite signal from 5G, it comes out horribly laggy, which is why we need a good Wi-Fi. We're testing if my office Wi-Fi needs some sort of change, or if the Wi-Fi at my field mission location, aka my cover job, would do a job. And we did discover that there was an audio sync issue even in the field, which rules out the Wi-Fi being the problem. The next problem we are trying to see is if it's a device issue. If perhaps the camera that I use to stream is faulty, in which case this camera being different may solve the issue. Now I am being told that the audio issue with the hum already sounded better. Tell me again, I will hum the intro song real quick. I'm seeing a lot of intel that is saying the sound sounds better on the humming. You can hear the background music without issues. That's also a good sign. It's also very frustrating. It means that the most likely issue then is the device we were using to run stream. If this device is working better, then I will have to tell our friend in YouTube tech support that this may have solved the issue. At which point, we will have to discuss ways moving forward. That's going to be a pain, isn't it? Oh, so far it seems to be a pain. So yes, this is a different device, and it seems to be functioning more or less better than before. We will run our stream for the next approximately 42 minutes, at which point we will see if we have had an audio sync issue or if this just works. Because if this just works, then maybe we have a new device to be running stream from, and I hope you will get used to this new angle. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's looking right here means that I'm looking you guys in the eye, correct? If I look here, I'm looking you in the eye. If I look here, it looks like I'm looking away. So here is where I've got to look if I'm going to address you properly and politely. Now, can I see the beginning of stream? Yes, so I can tell you all your proper hellos at least. King of Hell! Congratulations on being the #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment Team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. Meanwhile, Silent Follower, Titanborn, Puppet Boy, Legendary Doge, Silent Follower, again, Frogman, Doctor of Frogman, Amber, America, Senior Researcher Alex, Agent Fletcher, Rune, Kitty Fly, Just a Factory, That seems to be all of our members. Everyone who I just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, interns. Hotel California, Opal, GOC Elite Commander, Alex P, 051, McCullough, Trop Swag, Guadalupe, Peter Purple, Michael, Hi, Kaiju, Medina, Goober, Marlin, Cloudy, Some Person Perhaps, Apollo, Nobody, and Bored as Hell. Welcome to today's stream. Thank you for being here punctually. Thank you for seeing nothing. And thank you for being here today, just for being you. Now, speaking of... Not gonna lie, the lighting and the angle is amazing for fan art. Good to know. That was actually my next question, which is, how does this look as a setting? If I were to utilize this setup for streams for the foreseeable future, until I get a device more competent in streaming, would this seem functional? It seems functional to me at this time. But of course, it seems functional to me. It's a question of if it's functional for you all. While I wait for a response with the delay of stream, Senior Researcher Alex, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some Choco Tacos on your way past the commissary. What the heck is this angle, Doc? Well, you have your answer. Feels like I'm actually sitting in a chair. Front-facing Dr. Sherman can't hurt you. He isn't real. Front-facing Sherman says hello. It'll take some getting used to, but it looks fine. Maybe lower about 1 to 2 inches. I personally think there's slightly too much empty space above your head. So what if I did something like this? Nope, that made it worse. How does that change the empty space issue? We're even taller now. Yes, just by tilting the camera a little bit, we hide the headroom. Intern Skeleton, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a Baba Ganoush on your way past the commissary. My bro loves your vids. Can you shout Christian out? Well, hello, Christian. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for enjoying our work here at the SCP Foundation. We are keeping everyone secured, contained, and protected. I personally feel like it looks better than before, even if the camera quality isn't as good. That is true. The camera on this device is not as high quality. If I go to look at replacements, so that I'm not having to use this clunky device, then it's possible I will utilize a higher quality camera, I hope. Furthermore, front-facing Dr. Sherman looks more grave when staring at the camera. True, yes, I do have you guys more centered due to the setup I've had to create to make this work. I actually have ideas on that now that I think about it, for if I get a new device, how I could keep it front-facing, but still have the higher quality camera. But the final question is, remember, we are keeping an eye out to see if this new device also audio desyncs. If this does not audio desync, that'll be a very big piece of knowledge for the tech support and myself in fixing the issue. Also could be zoomed in a little more. Where do you want to be zoomed in? And can I zoom in? Like, hello. I don't think that looks as good. I can zoom. Oh, I can actually see it from my display here. So yes, I can see how on my end, this looks like it's right at the top of the screen for me, but it does look like you guys have too much headroom. Okay, good to know. So what if I cut off my head a little bit? You know, what's a little decapitation between friends? Why does this keep refreshing? All right, how does that look now that we've changed the camera? That looks better. That looks much better. Very nice. Interesting. On my display, I see my hair is being cut off. But I guess that's on the actual stream better. Good to know. We're learning today. That's what we do at the Anomalous Broadcast for Site 42. We learn things. Researcher Tyrone, thank you for your first Researcher A Mask, thank you for your 9 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Even dropping in before I hit the hay. Well, get a good night's sleep. Rest is very important, especially if you are a member of the Foundation Fitness Initiative, because then, yes, you should be hitting the hay. You should be getting the right amount of sleep to healthily recover muscle from your sweet, sweet gym gains. This is how we get powerful and strong. You don't have to be the fastest researcher, just not the slowest. What in tarnation is going on with my terminal? I might need to reset this for a minute just because it's being so stupid. Anything fun planned for today besides Tech Talk? Intone T-Rose, we are doing standard Q&A from this point on. So if you would like to ask anything about the SCP Foundation, we are still doing a standard stream for the next approximately 30 minutes. Oh, do remember, SCP Wiki Pride Fest is still ongoing. Pride Fest is still ongoing for 2026, and today's article that is being featured might be very, very interesting to some of you. SCP-7454 is today's SCP Wiki Pride feature. And that just happens to be the Greek goddess turned god, formerly Aphrodite, now going by Isaac. You know, I mean, humans, we have very short lives, but we transition from time to time, from person to person. Of course, a Greek deity who lives a very, very long time might find different ways to express their identity through the ages. And so SCP-7454, formerly the Greek goddess Aphrodite, now the Greek god Isaac, is available for your reading pleasure. Happy Pride Month, SCP Foundation staff. Tyrone, thank you. Dr. Mask. I'm going to remember Dr. Mask. It's at the end of your name. It's not your first name. Dang it. That makes things harder. Dr. A. Mask, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a pumpkin spiced latte from the commissary after you wake up from sleeping. Don't drink caffeine right before bed. It's not good for you. You won't get fully rested. You won't recover the muscle from the gym. I had super intense deep pain in my right shin yesterday, slept 13 hours, and it disappeared. Weirdest injury I've ever had. Woof. Yeah, I don't like the sound of that. I'm glad it went away, though. I'm glad it rested. Make sure you do proper restrained stretching to make sure it doesn't re-engage a problem. Ace of Luck, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a funnel cake on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, we can combine our ace powers and take over the tri-state area. You know, as a member of the SCP Foundation, I don't find it in my oeuvre to take over the world or the tri-state area, however, unless there's something anomalous that needs to be contained, at which point we will contain the tri-state area. That I am game for. If the tri-state area is anomalous, we can secure, contain, and protect it. That's for sure. Zinc Z, thank you for sending 4 stars and a flower to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. Due to your generosity, they are now a 4-star ranked Containment Hazard Assessment team, on top of which they have a pretty flower. Good luck becoming a 5-star team, everyone. Ace of Luck, thank you for donating again to say. Have you checked the 2 10-year-old boys that built a time machine in a museum with scraps? No, I have not heard of this, but time travel is anomalous tech, so we would have to rein them in and see what's going on. Silent Follower, Skywarp, and Agent Fletcher. Thank you for sending stars as well as sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. A total of 4 stars was sent, resetting you all to a 3-star team with 1 prestige rank. Then Agent Fletcher sent you 4 sparkles, so enjoy cleaning up those glitter bombs, everyone. Furthermore, Skywarp, thank you for sending chili to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will enjoy a spicy treat. Silent Follower, thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. They become a 4-star team at your urging, almost a 5-star team. Amber, thank you for sending a floating heart to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they feel the love. They didn't build it from scraps. They repaired a time machine that was on display. Interesting. So, but did they build the time machine in the past or the future and end up leaving it there where it was disabled and then they repurposed and fixed it? You know, time travel shenanigans can get rather circular in that manner. Skywarp, thank you for sending 5 100s to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will keep it 5 times as 100 at your urging. Ace of Luck, thank you for donating again to say, are you guys hiding the cornucopia in the Fruit of the Loom logo? Wouldn't you like to know? I just got here. What's with the absolute aura farming, the dramatic lighting? Oh, the camera fell. Let's return that to where it was. Chill. So yes, this is the new setup for the time being. Also, at the same time all this is happening, my terminal definitely needs a reset because it's chugging and restarting the stream. So the ambiance is going to disappear for a moment while my personal terminal resets. Tech issues abound at Site 42. We really need to get some more money from the overseers. We need to up our tech budget for sure. So much money goes into containing SCP-3999-J, but we can't complain about that because researcher Talaran is doing a great service and sacrifice for the Foundation to keep that Keter entity on lockdown. It requires a lot of resources, but we have our faith in SCP-3999-J's containment at the hands of researcher Talaran. Godspeed, researcher Talaran. Please terminal function so I can see the chat more easily. I wonder if I set that there, if that will help or hinder. No, I don't want any of that. Just function, terminal. Function. Ay, caramba. Hey, Dr. Sherman, I got a family. Can I request to use SCP-500? This cold really sucks. Intern, I didn't catch your name because my terminal is malfunctioning, but no! You cannot use SCP-500 for a cold. This is obvious. Don't make me laugh. Ha ha! Ha ha! 100 stars. Thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will enjoy cleaning up yet another glitter bomb. Now let's get that running again. All right, looks like the terminal is back up and running. I can see your chats again. Intern Kirk I9, thank you for sending 2 thumbs up to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure the positivity will spread. What is up with my eye? What a day. Skywarp, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some Frenched fries on your way past the commissary. Good day, I am taking SCP-999 for a space road trip and to get away from intern Zinc Z. He, she, they want to eat my cockpit window. That's a rather strange diet to have. I'm a little confused. Zinc Z is claiming never to have said that. I guess we have to check security tapes to find out who's the fibber. In the meantime, Skywarp is sending 5 more glitter bombs to you, chat, so I hope you enjoy cleaning up the messes. Who would win in your personal opinion, SCP-106 versus SCP-343? Intern Snyder. Come here. Think about this for just a moment. SCP-106, the old man, Radical Larry, can go through walls, excretes a corrosive substance, has a personal pocket dimension, is bulletproof, All of these are true. SCP-343 is a reality bender of such a caliber that half the Foundation believes that entity to actually be God. Now, it's not God. It is a reality bender with delusions of grandeur. But the point remains, a very powerful reality bender. In what way is 106 going to get close enough to 343 without 343 teleporting it on the other side of the planet? Think! You're a member of the SCP Foundation. You should be smarter than this. I don't know, I just wanted to know. Intern Snyder, this is an educatable moment. Did I just play out the logic in a very logical way that you understood? In the future, would you be able to chain those thoughts together in your own head? Do not sell your thinking short. We live in an age where people are trying to use AI for everything so they don't have to think. They are getting literally dumber because they are not using their brains. Don't be like them. We are the SCP Foundation. We are a highly professional, technical organization of researchers. We are the top of the line. We are a reading fandom in the times of AI. We are the smart ones. We're holding on to it. You do the same. You look ominous in that lighting. Well, the SCP Foundation can be a very disturbing place, so maybe that fits the bill. Dr. Sherman, how tall are you even? Well, intern Hunter Mark, luckily for you, I am an even 6 foot. So I am not 6 foot odd. Your hair looks lighter. Intern Nolono, you are correct. Ever since I was able to continue into the next phase of my rehab for the Foundation Fitness Initiative, getting back to the gym, I've been lifting a lot harder, which means I've been sweating a lot more, which means I've had to shampoo and condition my hair more often. And because of this, the color is fading a lot faster. When I was injured and I couldn't work out as hard at the gym, I would maybe shampoo my hair 2 to 3 times a week, tops, because you don't need to shampoo your hair every day if you're not getting it dirty. But now that I'm sweating it out for real, hitting the gym hard, I need to shampoo every time I do that. So it looks like from now on, if I want to continue coloring my hair, I will need to stop doing lighter colors and pastels because they will fade just a heck of a lot faster from now on. These are things we learn along the way. Dr. Clef is 5'3"? What do you mean I'm taller than Clef? Oh, Mamori, come on. Do you not get that Dr. Clef has short and grumpy about it energy? Do you not think that pudgy little thing is not just puffing up his chest because he's grumpy about being looked down upon all the time? No, that's the arrogance of a short king right there. Obviously. Intern Zarek, is this your first time to one of our streams? Well, welcome to an anomalous broadcast from Site 42. We've been streaming daily about the SCP Foundation for over a year and 2 months. So if you have questions about the SCP Foundation, you've found your way to the right place to ask about it. What's the most annoying SCP in your opinion? Intern Bacon Slice. The most annoying SCP in my opinion is SCP-022-J-1. SCP-022-J, of course, is the metal known as titanium. When people hear about titanium, they get infected with SCP-022-J-1, which convinces them that it is a super tough super metal that should be used in all containment scenarios, even when it would be actually quite impractical and inappropriate to contain the anomaly therein, because they just think titanium is so cool. And then the idiots cause a giant containment breach because titanium, while strong for its weight class, is not the most powerful metal of all time, unlike what these dolts think because they're infected with a case of the idiot juice and they need to squeeze their titanium brains before they lose everything. Sorry. I get a bit iffy about that one. Sleepless Dragon, thank you for sending a glitter bomb to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will enjoy cleaning up yet another glitter bomb. Get the broom, staff. Skywarp, thank you for sending 5 promotions to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. Chatters, if you receive one of those promotions especially, thanks Skywarp for their generosity to the cause. And welcome to Green Name Status. Enjoy your immunity to slow mode. Enjoy your custom SCP Foundation emotes. And thank you for being a newly minted member. Every SCP versus every Pokemon. Intern Guy. Doesn't matter. Because we have SCP-3812. SCP-3812 exists on every pataphysical narrative level. So, SCP-3812 could be on the pataphysical narrative level where Pokemon is just a video game, and delete the cartridge. It's that easy. What's your favorite SCP? Intern Snyder. I always say my favorite SCPs at the end of stream. It's a bit of a tradition around these parts. And today's end of stream is in approximately 12 minutes. So you can wait around till the end of stream, and then I will say my favorite SCPs. Or you could donate, and I'll say them early for you if you are generous like that. Or you can cheat and go to the end of yesterday's stream to see it. That's also an option. Speaking of 12 minutes until the end of stream, hey chat, I have noticed that no one has mentioned any audio sync issues. Is it true that you can hear the background music just fine and we're not having any audio sync issues? Isn't that just great? It seems we have learned something. What is this stream about? Intern, wherever you asked that, where did you go? Well, whoever you are, there you go, Intern Nicholas. Welcome to the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. I'm Site Director, Dr. Theron Sherman of Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And I'm here to brief you guys on information about the anomalies you are working with. That way you are better equipped to secure, contain, and protect. What about Scarlet King versus SCP-343? Intern Snyder, what you just tripped is SCP-343's trap card, which is not being helpful. If you ask SCP-343 to help with a dangerous anomaly, it will always say no, you need to fend for yourselves. A good father wouldn't help. And therefore, 343 would not help us if the Scarlet King came. It would just sit back and watch us all die. Because SCP-343 is a loser asshole. Agent Fletcher, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a cronut on your way past the commissary. Background music is too quiet to hear, I think. Good to know. I wonder if there's any volume adjustments I can make to improve that. Nope, it's currently going as loud as it can, so I guess it's just got to be quiet. Until we get a better way in the tech. Have you ever interviewed SCP-049? Intern Enzo? Have you read the SCP-049 document? Have you taken a look at it lately? You might see the information that you're looking for on the SCP-049 document. Froy, we are approximately 10 minutes from the end of stream. 10 minutes from the end of stream. I love this view of Dr. Sherman. This new angle is an absolute upgrade. Interesting. Good to know. Am I anomalous for eating beads? No, intern silly core. You are just making bad digestive decisions. What genuinely happened to you? Intern Muffin, I'm going to need you to elaborate a little more specifically. What happened to me regarding what? Was the last time you saw me like 5 years ago, and so I have aged with the passing of time? Maybe. You know, in hindsight, normal streams are actually above Dr. Sherman in height. I don't know why this feels freaky. We're technically shorter than normal. Yes, you are actually shorter than normal. Your eye line is right here, height-wise. I normally put you guys' eye line about here. And so this is a little more straight on than typical. Which is why you look taller, because normally you're looking at me from above, I look shorter. Now we're more eye to eye with each other. Is the Fitnessgram Pacer test part of the SCP Foundation Fitness Initiative? Agent Fletcher, we haven't integrated the Pacergram fitness test into it yet, but it is considered to be on the menu of things we could utilize in order to test the SCP Foundation staff members' fitness. Who would win, me or SCP-096? Intern Enzo, I do believe SCP-096 would destroy you. Pretty much. I can't think of a reason why that would be otherwise. SCP-3006, the Infinite IKEA. Intern Nullveed, you are incorrect. SCP-3008 is the Infinite IKEA. Anything but the fitness grain pacer test. All right, good to know. Then this is a threat. Get to the gym and start getting in shape. Because if you don't, I will institute the Fitnessgram Pacer test. This is not a promise. This is a threat. You will join the Foundation Fitness Initiative. You will get very fast so that you survive containment breaches. You will get very strong so you can lift heavy things for your friends in an act of kindness, so that you can give good hugs, so that you can properly wield soup for my family if it's in need of wielding. Doc, I have asthma that'll kill me. Puppet boy, there are ways to get fit while dealing with asthma. Talk to your doctor. Is your pen the actual SCP-067, the German pen? Intern Enzo, no. This is a pen I got as a souvenir from the Game Developer Conference when I hung out with Afray Interactive, creators of SCP-5K, the video game. SCP-067 is, in fact, a fountain pen. This is a ballpoint pen. Despite what Desk lies to you in the chat about, this is not the GOC pen. It is the GDC pen. D. We do not value those gawk suckers at the Global Occult Coalition here. Who, in your opinion, would win in a fight, Abel or the hard-to-destroy reptile? Intern Porter, you are now the subject of my ire. SCP-076-2, codename Abel, is a strong fight guy, that is true. Can wield many bladed weapons. Even pulled out a flamethrower, which we didn't know that Abel could even do, when confronted with that abomination. But SCP-076-2 is known to die, and then have to respawn from the sarcophagus. Has SCP-682 ever died? Yes or no? Intern Porter. Has SCP-682 ever actually died? Outside of very, very abstract, rare circumstances, the answer is no. Which means, by process of elimination here, one of them will die, and the other won't. SCP-682 adapted to being thrown into the sun. You think Abel's gonna be able to kick, punch, and use bladed weapons or fire, and cause 682 to actually perish? Think! You are a trained employee of the SCP Foundation. I shouldn't have to explain this. This is simple logic. Use your brain. Intern Gusei, thank you for sending 5 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. You granted them a prestige rank, but they are still a 3-star Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Are you friends with the Pataphysics Department? Intern Enzo, I try not to fiddle with the Pataphysics Department too much. They know too much, man. Even as much as I know about my swan entity, aka my author, regular Sherm, it gets a bit trifling. I try to avoid knowing more than I have to about the outer pataphysical levels if I can avoid it. Holy shit, Viltrumite Dr. Sherman, part 2 of the SCP Empire? Well, Memori, it would be nice to see that without the horrid, Dr. Shaw in the background. SCP Wiki staff actually reached out to me about that. They were like, hey, Sherb, you know that's Dr. Shaw in the background of that art, right? And I was like, oh, sorry, fam. Oops. I'll tell the Site42 fan art team that we're not using Shaw no more. Oops. I will be updating to redact that. Sorry about that. No worries, Memori. They were not mad at me. I didn't get any trouble, but they did give me a heads up, and I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, that's right. Oops. Skywarp, thank you for sending 2 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. You have now upgraded them to a 5-star rank Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Congratulations, chat, on your excellent rating. Okay, Sci42 staff, we have 4 minutes remaining in stream. 4 minutes remaining, so get your last minute questions in. How did he become another Bruno? Silent follower? Sorry, Desk. We are actually not done with the Bruno talk yet. But reminder, everyone, the rule is no talking about Bruno in the chat. Veiled references using Bruno is touching the line, because we try to avoid any conversation about it as much as we can. But I will talk about it now, because there are people who weren't present for that stream. Reminder to the chat that Dr. Bright, the character from previous SCP lore, has been completely banned from the SCP Wiki, because the author who used Dr. Bright as an author avatar was banned from the SCP Wiki for some massive grooming and pedo allegations. Furthermore, the character of Dr. Bright was used in those grooming allegations and was written to have those grooming tastes, if you will. We have a video on the channel called The Last Death of Dr. Jack Bright if you want more intel. But when Dr. Bright was initially banned, Dr. Bright was used in hundreds of stories on the wiki. So what a lot of people did to get the stink of Bright off their stories was to Control F every mention of Bright and change it to a new doctor called Dr. Elias Shaw. This is the Dr. Shaw you've heard about. Dr. Shaw has fallen out of favor with the general SCP author community as a very flimsy band-aid that did not solve the issue, because it's still Bright under another name. So, Dr. Shaw has fallen out of fashion and has also been banned from SCP staff-related places, which means we are also banning Dr. Shaw here at Site-42, even though we're not an official SCP venue. Now, that said, this does not apply to SCP-8685, 8584, 8684, whatever Dr. Lachlan Cairns is. Dr. Lachlan Cairns is not just a flimsy band-aid. Dr. Lachlan Cairns is a fully fledged, backstory-having character. So you can use Dr. Cairns as a replacement for Bright or Shaw. But Bright or Shaw are dead. Right here at the end of stream, I'm seeing 2 or 3 people say audio sync, and other people are saying no audio sync issue. So I'm just going to talk to you right now, and you can stare deeply into my lip flapping action. Those gums are running, so you can make sure that the audio sync is correct or not. It's fixed now, and I didn't have to fix it, so it seems like maybe some people just had some lag. So it seems like overall we are in consensus that there was no real audio sync issue here during this stream. I hate cancel culture for banning a character. Intern Skeletal Tree. It is not cancel culture when you would end up subjecting the victims of grooming to their groomer's author avatar again and again and again. That, especially because keeping the character famous gives the abuser more victims to abuse, because everyone who likes the character is a prospective victim. Just like it's not cancel culture to cancel, so to speak, the creator of the anime and manga Rurouni Kenshin, because the author was caught with all of that CP material, CSAM material. and put in prison for it. Separating the art from the artist is fine when they are long dead and no longer benefiting from the fruits of their labor despite their bad behavior. H.P. Lovecraft, racist, horribly racist, but dead. Enjoying Lovecraft does not support racism these days. But enjoying Harry Potter does literally financially support transphobia. So we might want to be a little bit iffy about that one. All right, Site 42 staff. So that brings us to the end of another coffee break with Dr. Sherman. And as I do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. But of course, I'm not going to tell you that my favorites are the ones I personally wrote. That would be sheer narcissism. I'm not going to be like that. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. Pardon. There you can see the SCPs I wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects to. And while you're on my author page, one tab over, you'll find a list of links. Links that a lot of people ask about in the chat, but then when given this hint as to where to go to find the link, they just aren't smart enough to figure it out. It's so sad for them. But not for you, Containment Hazard Assessment Team. You're clever. You know where the links are and you will find those links. And when you do, you'll also have the choice to become a Site 42 Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do a Ko-Fi or a YouTube Super Chat if you want to donate to us one at a time. Either way, direct donations are the quickest way to support us here at Site 42, and we thank you for your generosity. And if you are part of the broke gang and you cannot donate, don't fret, man. We're an arts community. We understand starving artists. Trust me. Look at the tech issues I'm working through to do stream. We understand starving artists. And yet, you can still donate your time and effort to help us out by being a member of Mobile Task Force Psi 42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. When you like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, make memes, fan art, out of context compilations, shitposts, clips, edits, etc., you are spreading the algorithmic signal of Site 42 and also the SCP projects we support. The SCP Wiki with its authors and artists. The SCP filmmakers, game devs, animators, podcasters, merch makers, whatever. We want more bigger and better SCP projects. We need to support the fledgling projects. That's how we water the seeds of art to get bigger and better art. So even if bad art happens, we can look at it from an objective perspective and say, hey, this might not be perfect, but there are things to like and you can improve. We are an art community. We critique each other's work. This is how we get better, by supporting each other. So, we thank you for your service, Containment Hazard Assessment Team and Mobile Task Force Psi 42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3909, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 399-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031-575-3009, content warning, that's what's a rough read. So, Site 42 staff, there's been another coffee break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Where have all the good men gone? And where are all the gods? Where's the streetwise Hercules to fight the rising nuns? Isn't there a white knight upon a fiery steed? Late at night I toss and I turn and I dream of what I need. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong, and he's gotta be fast, and he's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero, whoo! I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. He's gotta be sure, and he's gotta be soon, and he's gotta be larger than life, larger than life. Credit song is Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler. Be safe, be well, Site 42 staff. As always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream.